George Jetson would indeed be proud of the latest automotive experience. However, he would likely not want to own a General Motors dealership if, as expected, the spit is going to hit the fan blades over a possible cover-up real soon. All things automotive and more. Welcome back to the nation's most plugged-in source for everything on wheels. The woman who is too good a driver for those amateurs on Top Gear. She'd teach them a thing or two in a heartbeat. The car coach, Lauren Fix, joins us. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Ed. How are you?
Good. I'm telling you, I'm really serious about that, too. All right, let's get to it here. Flying cars. I love the fact that this comes up every now and then. It's just in there because I think somebody said we were supposed to have flying cars as early as the 60s. But this one actually seems to be a potential reality, yes?
Right. We saw it last time in 2006 where Terrafugia brought their car to the New York Auto Show. And it really did fly, and yeah, the wings folded up, and it fit into a parking spot and supposedly into your average garage, but maybe a big garage. And it required like an ultralight license. Of course, that was well over $100,000. And now here we are again. Like you said, Aeromobile is saying by 2017 we'll have vehicles. And I say, and we'll have autonomous cars, which brings me to a lot of questions. First off, government regulation, insurance regulations, and what about the ding-dongs that drink and drive are the same ding-dongs that are up in the air flying airplanes because they're people that have way too much money and not enough brains. And the problem is, I mean, how do you control that? You're going to have a police officer up there flying next to them going, hey, pull over. I want it down on the ground. And then, of course, you've got where do they land. There's a lot of regulations. I don't see it happening other than very wealthy people who are flying out someplace on their own property and landing on their own property.
And not only that, but I see this, and you even brought it out about insurance and everything else, and the people who, I mean, there'll be people out there who'll go out and just have one of these for giggles and grins, and there will be an accident here or two, because this is a completely unregulated industry in so many ways.
Absolutely. And again, like autonomous cars, the same type of thing. Great concepts, love the future thought process, but when you do that, you have to think about the regulations before this actually goes into play. Okay,
now, you mentioned autonomous cars. Elon Musk says, wait a minute, I can do it in 3 months, in 90 days, software for the Model S, and we're cooking. Do you think this is really possible, 90 days?
Sure, a lot of cars are pretty close to that. I mean, not everybody's so trusting to say, go ahead and have the car take me places. But I will tell you this, Audi, who's probably the most advanced at this right now, has had cars drive on the highway. And I've actually spoken to people on the program, and they tell me, here's the deal. Vehicles will drive on the highway because there are road markings. But in the city, when there's cars parked on, cross lines and pedestrians, that's where you actually have to take over controlling the vehicle. If you want someone to drive you somewhere, I suggest a car service or mass transit. If you don't have that available to you, you will still have to drive these cars for many years down the road. Even if he has everything perfectly in place today, we still can't use these vehicles in certain states. Every state has their own license, and when they drove from California to Nevada, they had 2 different license plates.
All right, look, about the minute or so that we have left here, let's get off all these flying cars and all these autonomous cars. Let's get back to what's really important here in life, and that is a car that has so much horsepower, it makes you sweat when you get behind the wheel. The Dodge Hellcats, 707 horsepower, yet they stopped making them because people want them.
Right, I reviewed both cars, and I tell you what, these cars are rocket ships. They actually handle. When you think of the old Challengers and Chargers from the 60s and 70s, they're great in a straight line, but they really weren't so great around corners because they were more drag cars. This vehicle we actually tested on Summit Point Raceway. It truly handles well. And honestly, I'd have one in my garage. I think the Charger is probably more well-balanced for a daily driver, but the Challenger is just an awesome vehicle. So, yes, Ed, you win on this one. This is an awesome car.
I'm flabbergasted at the moment. Lauren Fix actually would have a Dodge sitting next to the Ford. By the way, $60,000 plus. Is it worth it?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's a great deal. They've been selling them so quickly. I think they even said to themselves, oh, I think we didn't realize they were going to be such a hot property that they're selling them so quickly they can't make them. And so I think the backup plan was maybe we should have raised the prices. So maybe that'll happen. Look at the GTR. They did the same thing. Car was a great car for the price, and now the price is at $100,000.
And the Charger does 204 miles an hour. Yeah,
yes,
I am looking to cut into that way to get to work every morning. Don't forget, everybody, find out what's happening in the automotive industry 24/7. Go to laurenfix.com. Find out what she's got cooking. She's always here as well. See you, Dodge lover.
See you soon.
Take care. All right, the sport that is America's passion, yet at the same time could be sending many a young man to a premature death. Next on MidPoint.